What's up, TJ? Today is actually Wednesday, but I guess I just decided to go ahead and do this today, just kind of get it out of the way, just in case anything pops up tomorrow. That so that I don't, so I don't miss on any of my marks that I set. Um, this week has been better than last week. I don't have any. I did take a couple of days off this week anyway, so that has helped with just kind of dealing with some stress and stuff like that. I did it for rugby, but I'm glad I did it. Period, because work has been a whirlwind recently, and it's been I've been using a lot of brain power at my job, and it's been stressing me out a little bit. So I'm glad that I did that. It helped with everything else, recovery and getting in the food and stuff like that. When I'm not worried about the job, I'm able to schedule my food better and stuff like that. So, but anyways, excuse me. This training week has been good. The main things here was me going to my first sevens practice yesterday. That was Tuesday, and that workout was the low and slow for an hour, which went fine, and I don't think it affected me at all at practice, which I didn't anticipate it affecting me at all, but just reporting on it to let you know that it went fine. Practice itself, there were a couple times where I asked myself the question, why am I doing this, and if I really want to do this, especially sevens. Anytime I get on the sevens pitch, I ask that question. Sevens is a hard sport, I think, and it's certainly one of the hardest that I've ever played. It just demands so much fitness from you, and there were a couple of times where I'm like, I don't know if I want to do this because it really hurts right now. But I did tell myself this is how I felt the first time I trained with that Florida Selects team, where I was like, I don't know if I can do this or whatever, because the pace is just so high, and really, in rugby is still a new sport to me. In sevens especially, I've played way more 15s than I've played sevens, and it's still a pretty new sport to me, and sevens is even newer. And so there are a lot of things that happens on the sevens pitch that I don't really understand, especially coming from the fact that I prefer 15s. It's a different game, and it makes my head spin. And I think the thinking that I have to do in sevens is what slows me down more than anything, any ability or whatever. I have all the ability in the world on the sevens pitch, but it's not. But when I get to thinking about the game, that's when I'm just like, it just bogs me down. And coming back into rugby, period, I knew it was going to be a challenge. But coming back into sevens, I think, is even more of a challenge for me, because it's just such a fast-paced game, and you have to make so many decisions in such a short period of time. And being somebody who's unsure of what decision to make, it definitely mentally exhausts me very quickly. But that's what training is for, and that's what I told myself. You're just getting used to this. This is what training is for. You're going to come to another training, and you being you're going to learn from the last one, and it's going to be just 1 or 2% less taxing than it was before. And that's what I told myself. Today is Wednesday. I had the deadlift, reverse lunge. Monday was fine. Bench press, front squats, whatever else. I can't remember at the top of my head. Front squats still the same deal. I'm not comfortable in that position, and I'm maybe just being a pussy about it, but it just really hurts my wrists, and so I don't really put too much weight on the bar. I just kind of do the movement as quickly as possible and as structurally sound as possible. I try to get at least that part out of it, because it really bothers me to put that thing back there, or even on my shoulders. But it's fine, whatever. Wednesday, deadlift, reverse lunge. Today felt weird because one of the things I told myself was like, I want to know how I'm going to feel on Tuesday, Wednesday consecutive practice. And today I woke up feeling pretty good. I did a lot of recovery. I ate very well. Uh, Tuesday, I got all my meals in. I think I was going into practice already at 3,100 calories because I wanted to make sure that I had enough energy for practice, for training. And I think I went in there close to, if not at it, it definitely was close. Maybe 2,900, somewhere around there. Um, and very hydrated. I prepared well for the training session. And after the training session, I didn't feel like eating like a big meal. My girlfriend got me these like Nutri-Grain Pop Tarts. They're supposed to be like Pop Tarts, but they're like the healthier version of Pop Tarts. I think I told you about. They're like 490 calories a pack. Got like 8 grams of protein, a bunch of carbs in it. And I was like, you know what? I'll just eat this and drink a protein shake and call it good. And uh, I think that helped a little bit. I think what I'm definitely gonna have to do is on Wednesdays, I'm gonna have to, or going forward, Wednesday is gonna have to be a low and slow day and maybe a relatively quick day because I'm gonna have to wake up a little bit later to get my time mark because I'm gonna have to go to sleep later on Wednesdays because of practice. So today I normally wake up at like 6:30, 6 o'clock, 6:30. Today I didn't wake up until like 7:45, almost 8 o'clock. Uh, and normally I'd be stressed about that, but I was like, you know what? That's just my body getting what it needed. It did what it did. It was a good sleep for once because the last few nights my back has been really killing me during sleep, and it's last 3 nights my sleep has been horrendous because my back. Well, it's gotten progressively better for some reason, but my back was just not allowing me to sleep at all. And but to, last night was a good sleep, and my recovery showed I felt better. I did feel it was weird because I didn't feel sore or nothing or anything like that. I felt good, but I also felt a little bit almost groggy or something. And I didn't, smoke and anything like that. Matter of fact, I've been smoking less, and it just felt weird. Like I didn't feel um, slow or anything. I didn't feel like sick or anything. And I felt good. Like my body felt good. Everything was moving and grooving right, but I still felt a little bit like just not, fast or something. I don't know. It felt weird. In the weight room, it felt fine. I pulled 355 on all my sets just to, again, I know I'm at a plateau area, so I'm just working on my form and working, engaging and stuff like that with that weight and just moving it. Today with the reverse lunge at 230, which I put on Instagram. You'll probably see that. And those felt great. I think I probably could have gone up. Like I've never had that much single leg strength and power before in my life. Like I didn't even know I was capable of doing that kind of weight on a one leg, especially a leg coming back from injury where I lost all my balance. But not those feel great, man. I love that. I love that. I've come to love that movement. It really it requires a lot of concentration on my part, so I really lock in and really do what I got to do to get through it. And I think that's why it's gone so well for me. And everything, like I said, moved well. But I still, even leaving the weight room, I still felt like, still feel a little grated there or whatever. But my body feels good, my head feels good, but I just feel kind of lethargic. I don't know, it's weird. But yeah, this week has gone good. Training tomorrow. I'm gonna prepare the same. I took a day off tomorrow too, and I'm gonna try to mimic the things I did when I took a day off. Because next week, obviously I'm gonna be in work at Tuesday and Thursday, so I'm gonna try to mimic it as best as I can. To get the meals in, get the hydration in, and all that type of stuff. Or when I do get back to when I am able to work and then go to training. So we'll see. And then we play on Saturday. So we'll see. I'm looking forward to it. Or sprint day Friday. And I'm going to keep the volume relatively the same, I think. I don't think that it will tax me enough to be an issue on Saturday. I don't know. I might think on that one. And I've done sprint training kind of long enough for me to know I'll know when my body starts. Because like last week for the sprint training, I don't know why I always forget to tell you how that went. But last week, near the end of the sprint session, my legs did feel heavy. They did feel like you've tapped the CNS system is done now. Like we're depleted now, and you got to chill. I haven't felt like that for a long time. Typically, I could finish that session feeling pretty fresh, but that was the session before that session. I do remember getting to the end and being like, this is kind of this is a workout, and this is a grind. And even though I know from past experience, like even if you're doing sprint training right, like you're taking the type of recovery, and I take my 2.5 minutes every time. If you're doing it right, it's gonna feel like a workout, and my legs definitely felt like I had a pump and stuff like that. So I don't know, we'll see. I'll think about it, and we'll see how it goes. But I might keep it the same for now. We'll see. But other than that, I don't really have much more to report. Look forward to hearing from you. Safe travels, my friend.